So I'm excited to get this video started because you guys seem to love the last video where I made the video on how to get your first paying client in 30 days. And now there was the question, Baz, how do I actually go ahead and get a good contractor? So that's exactly what I want to cover here today. So on how to get a Facebook ads expert for your agency, aka contractor slash freelancer. So let's dive right into it. So guys, first things first, why should you get a contractor or a freelancer? Well, let me answer that question on what a contractor and freelancer actually is. So a contractor and freelancer, there's not really a difference. Like the only difference between those two words is that a contractor sometimes work at an office. And pretty much that's the only difference right there. And basically a freelancer isn't entitled to any like 1, 2, or 3 year contracts and, can just work for a specific period of time for you. And, it's like not as legally binding as, an employee would be. So pretty much it's someone that you can take onto your team as, that's freelancing. As simple as that. And then let me answer the question of, do you need a contract? No, not really. I mean, you could definitely use like a general based template contract, but at the end of the day, this is not something that you would ever take to court, as we're just talking about the simple contractor to agency relationship here. You could definitely have it to have something to refer to in court, if that would ever happen, but I don't think that would ever happen at this scale. But yeah, guys, let's move on here to actually what matters, and that is getting a contractor. So why should you get a contractor? Well, number one, it gives you leverage and credibility. Okay, a lot of people in the social media marketing industry walk around with no credibility. They're like worried that they can showcase some sort of result to a potential client. And once you get a contractor, you get the opportunity straight off the bat to actually, leverage their case studies because, your contractor represents the result delivery portion of your whole agency, which is freaking awesome. And then aside of that, it also allows you to skip the free trial part, right? And that is huge because I know people, once again, I said this in my last video as well, that, I know a person that's done this for like 5 to 6 months, and that's insane, and he never had a paying client. It's not like giving the advice to, do something else, hopped on a quick call with him, and he closed a $3,000 deal, which is insane, right? And then guys, thirdly, this is also very, very big, and it gives you like full confidence in your result delivery, right? If you know that, you have like an expert on your team that has like done previous successful campaigns and has years of experience, right? So yeah, and aside of that, just having an expert on board, like it just gives you like that confidence during the meetings as well. Like, in the back of your mind, like you are able to deliver those results that you're actually talking about, as instead as if you were doing it yourself, right? It will be the complete opposite. And aside of that, you also have to make sure, this will be the case once you onboard a contract, and I'll show you how, that he or she specializes in one particular sub niche. And, that could be like fitness is the niche and personal training is the sub niche. And, the contractor is specialized in delivering results for personal trainers, And another big benefit, guys, like I love these freaking benefits of having a contractor, man. Like it will free up your time. And pretty much when you have more time, you can, like shift your focus more so to actually what matters, what's going to make you money with your agency and allow you to scale. Like once you have that time, you can focus on sales and scaling, which is super awesome. And then lastly, your contractor, like he or she has run successful campaigns before, and, they're consistently up to date with the algorithm, and, they will run Facebook ads better than you ever will. Give this example as well. In my last video, it's like, saying you take a Facebook ads course in 3 days. Guys, let me give you this example. Let's say you take a course on like how to become a pro footballer in 30 days. Like you're not going to become like some Cristiano Ronaldo in the next 30 days, right? It's literally the same thing. And up next, so now we want to go ahead and get the contractor, right? So we have to create the job posting on the right platforms, okay? And pretty much what I've done here, guys, you can go ahead, go to the link in the description. I've actually like made a template for you guys that you can use. It's like a basic template. However, you can always add on to it to like actually add specifically in the template what else additionally you want to see in the contractor. But however, it covers the main things that, you would have to see in the contractor if, like they would be good. And then pretty much you can go to upwork.com, fiverr.com, onlinejobs.page, and pretty much like these are all 3 amazing platforms. One is paid, that is the online jobs, but this is an insane platform because you have a lot of amazing qualified people here from third world countries though, which is good for you in the business because, like the third world countries, a certain amount of, like that they would get paid is insane. Right, in a third world country. So let's say 400 USD in like Asia, that's a lot of money. And Upwork and Fiverr.com are like free to use platforms, still amazing people in there as well. So I would just go ahead and use the first 2 first. And if you don't see any like good applications, go ahead and go to the third one. Then also you can go ahead and, do some sort of like post some job templates on the Facebook groups, such as like Facebook Ads Ninjas, ClickFunnels, which is 223K members, which is awesome. You can also join the group of Facebook Ads experts, and you can also post this, on your wall and incentivize people with some sort of referral fee, which has helped me massively because, people actually went ahead and started tagging, Facebook Ads expert for me because, I incentivized them with some sort of referral fee, because in the long-term run, this contract is going to be worth 100K to you, in 1 year's time, for example, simply because he will be able to, like, with the results he's providing, like, he will be able to, like, retain your clients because they're going to be satisfied, and all they care about is the result, not the fancy ad process that your contract is going to be doing, just the result, and that's really it, right? So yeah, guys, attach the template in the description, just click on it, and you'll be able to get a free template that I use and teach my students as well. And then here, pricing for your contractors. So how should you go about and price for your contractors? Yeah, so number one thing is, like, you want to be able to control your profit margins, right? It's not so, like this one time you take $1,000, what's it called, client on, or a $2,000 client, and, like, you pay the same fixed price every time. So let's say it's a $1,000 client and you pay your contractor fixed price 700, like you only keep 300 bucks, and that's not a lot, right? So preferably what you want to go ahead and do here is do it on a percentage basis so you can control your profit margin to the best of your capabilities, right? So for example, if you give your contractor 30% of all the retainers you're getting in, then that's you, like, remaining with 70% of the profit, which is insane, right? But there's also ways to look at it. You don't want to underpay your contractor. So let's say you close a $1,000 client and you give them like 30%, which is 300 USD. Like, I always make sure I pay my contractor a minimum of 400 USD, guys. So do make sure that you don't underpay them because, like, at the end of the day, these people are your team members. They're taking care of your result delivery, and it's important you incentivize them and keep them satisfied as well, right? But at the end of the day, this is something you go ahead and negotiate with your contractor, see what, like, he or she is mainly just, satisfied with. And sometimes from time to time, you can incentivize them with an extra bonus. Either way, guys, percentage basis is definitely the way to go because you can control your profit margins better, right? However, if a contractor does, prefer a fixed price, I would go and go anywhere from 400 to 700 USD depending on the amount of retainers you close, right? You don't want to be giving your contractor 700 USD if you close for 950 USD. That would leave you with almost no money. Yeah, this is also a big misconception. People think that you have to pay your contractor up front, and something I teach all my students as well is you don't have to do that. You have to simply negotiate with them to have them on standby, right? Just simply say, like, hey, super awesome that, I'm going to be bringing you on board right now. I'm really excited for this, but basically I'm still looking to get a client. And pretty much at this point, whenever, I close down this first client, which is going to be really soon, I want you to be ready to take on a client. Is that okay with you? And most of the time, 9 out of 10 times, they're just going to be cool with it. So you just have to kind of, like, negotiate it in a proper and, a logical way with them, where you just have them on standby whenever you have the new client. You have the contractor in your foundation, and you don't have to worry about, like, the result delivery. Because a lot of people just go into the field, close a client, promise you some amazing results. They don't have a contractor, or they don't know how to do it themselves, and they're pretty messed up, So yeah, make sure you have them on standby so you don't have to pay them up front and you don't waste any money, right? So pretty much you only pay your contractor when you get paid, and that's really the way to go. And then number two, make sure that they're a contractor that's an expert in your sub niche, right? You want to make sure that that is the case here, and not some general contractor that, would do the same lead generation campaign for every single niche. Just someone that specializes in what you do, and that will be your superstar. That's the biggest thing to look for, okay? And you also want to compile a list of series of questions that you want to ask your potential new team member, guys. You have to look at this, like, very seriously, though, because you're building a real business here, and you're taking on technically an employee, a new team member, right? Well, a contractor, not an employee. But then again, it's a pretty big move, and you really have to be, not super careful with it, but do make sure that, you don't rush the process and you're pretty constructive with it, okay? So just compile a list of series of questions and ask the questions you want to ask your contractor. And don't just ask only these questions. These are just some examples I've added for you. I want you to be creative and innovative with this as well, because, like, you're running your business, and if you only rely on, like, videos like this to, just ask the questions that I've laid out here for you, it's going to be hard for you to run a business. So it's important for you to be creative and innovative and actually, know what you want to see in a contractor. So these are just some questions, like, how long have you been running Facebook ads for? Do you freelance full time? How many successful campaigns have you run in your career? What's your average ROAS for your clients, or return on ad spend? Do you have any case studies in the sub niche my agency specializes in? So these two last questions are amazing because, if they say yes, then go on to this last question, which is, okay, awesome. Can you share share your screen and show me your ad metrics about the case studies you're referring to. And a lot of the times they'll say, sorry, I have an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, or sorry, my screen share is broken. And these are the people that you need to be careful with, because, you also have people on Upwork that just lie with their results, and, like they just want a job. And you have to be able to like find a legitimate way for them to showcase that they actually got the results you're talking about in your particular sub niche. Okay. So, another side of that, make sure they answer your questions constructively. Okay, guys, and that they can actually showcase their results as I just mentioned, and that they're able to give you like full-time commitment, be on standby, fit your requirements, etc. These are all important things, guys. Once again, be creative and innovative, and be like really constructive on how you want to take on this team member. Okay. Yep, and I made a separate slide about this, guys. Be creative and serious about the process, because once again, this is someone you're trusting your result delivery with, and that's really big. And this is someone that's going to represent your agency, and your results will speak louder than your words. Okay, if your client isn't getting the results, that you've like under promised, like even if you're under promising, like you should always under promise over deliver. Even if you don't, if you aren't able to achieve that, you're not going to get any referrals, and you're probably not going to retain a client for long. So make sure you get a good team member on board that you can actually put your full trust in. Okay. And aside of what I showed you here today, add whatever you feel like adding, into the interview process or the vetting process. Don't just blindly copy and paste, okay? And just remember, you're running a real business here, and it's important you also try to be innovative with this, and do what would make sense for your agency. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. If this helped you, let me know by leaving a like and comment. Turn on the post notifications on if you haven't already, to stay tuned for new content. I also post very actively on my Instagram and Facebook. Link is also in the bio if you just want to click it. And, if you have some agency friends that, would benefit this for sure, share with your friends. That would be super awesome, because it's just going to help them out massively as well. And remember, lastly, a little motivation here. The only way to lose in this space is really to give up. Okay. It doesn't matter if you I'd rather fail 1,000 times than succeed at one time, because I learned from all my failures, and, not so much from that one success. Right. And guys, it's really important that you, just build your business and get it going. Not just your business, but also your mindset. So yeah, guys, some little motivation there. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.